Grind culture is the contemporary manifestation of a problematic relationship to labor that is historical, that made your worth as a Black woman solely measured by how much labor you could do, how much more labor you could do, whether you were depleted, exhausted, broken down. Because the nature of the relationship to labor and Blackness and women is rooted in a legacy of enslavement. So unless we change the definition, we redefine a relationship to labor and center rest and replenishment, we'll continue to kind of glorify grind as the way forward, but actually people are breaking down. Grind is not universal. I am specifically talking about the relationship between labor and race and Black women that is rooted in history. In America, the history of labor and Blackness is built on the idea that the only value you had was how much labor you did. And if you didn't do enough labor, you could quite literally die. And if you did too much labor, you could quite literally die. So, what that creates is a relationship to labor where the only value you have is how productive you are. Now, I'm not talking about a work ethic, which we should all have and which is great. You should all have that. And I'm not talking about the universality of grind. I'm talking about the kind of grind where you are broken down, exhausted, depleted, and yet you are both still expected, required, and demanded to keep going. And that is also your internal relationship to labor. So you have two pressures, the societal pressure and the internal pressure. That's what I'm talking about. And if we don't differentiate between the universal grind that people feel and the specificity of what it means for Black women, we can't come up with a solution that actually transforms what that is. And we need a solution.